opposite. If Hermes' position held merit, everybody would have ignored his suggestions and slaughtered the creature without a fuss. Instead, with a little bit of coaxing, Emetzelf agrees to help. He's grumpy about it, but he's grumpy about everything. That's just part of the course.
He hates showing it, but he's a total softie inside.
It doesn't even take that much convincing when you rewatch the scene. How does this moment spit in the face of Hermes' beliefs? You think such moments would make him evaluate how he feels about things, but no such luck. As much as he speaks of open-mindedness from others, Hermes refuses introspection for himself, like a certain someone else we all know. That's just one character. There's also Hippodatus, with his relentless adaptability and sharp insight. Just about every scene he's in is all the brighter for it. That, and I would mention that when final days do come to pass, he willingly offers himself as sacrifice to Zoomerberg's creation. Even when faced with the end, he stepped up, because he is a total bro, no matter what century it is. We also have Anna with her... Okay, you know what, bad example, move along. Hell, just play through a few of the side quests around Elpis, and you will see just how caring, open-minded, charitable, intuitive, and progressive the Amyrtines really are. Many of them also share profound compassion for their creations, and those who are more judgmental with their expertise do come around when you challenge their perspectives, which makes it rather odd that Hermes refrains from speaking his mind so often, despite us seeing multiple examples in Elpis of honest discussion making a difference. Even back in Shadowbringers, there were signs that Amyrtine society encouraged its people to speak their minds. I believe it's one of the either current side quests. Two shades debate the devastating events outside of the capital and what Amaron ought to do about it. So we have a society that is flexible and well...
Okay. There we go. Welcome. It's Wilshocker with more Final Fantasy XIV on a mission to shock the world with fantastic gameplay. And now, we're gonna go to the next quest objective. I'm queued up for a dungeon for my dailies right now. And that's what's on the menu for today. Be sure to like and follow and subscribe. Because it does, I don't know, makes me feel like I'm doing something. There we go. Is that all of them? No, it's not all of them. Okay. What you got for me, Crystal Exarch? Ah, there you are. I was just finalizing the matter of your accommodation. You'll have a private room here at the Pendants for the duration of your stays, to make use of as you see fit. When you're ready to retire, the manager will show you to your lodgings. Pray rest and recuperate, and we shall reconvene in the ocular anon. I believe that covers all of the practical concerns. Thank you for answering my call, Will. We are denied the comforting blanket of night, but may peaceful dreams attend you nonetheless. A pleasure to meet you, sir, and welcome to your new home at the Pendants. Your room is ready if you care to retire. I guess so. I guess so. Ba, 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 ba. This is when my cue pops. Da 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 ba 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 ba. Da 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 da. Interesting.
I know you. You're the warrior of light from the source.
Wow. I know you. You do know me. The warrior of darkness.
What? Did you just... You can hear me?
You can hear me?
Oh, gods, how long has it been?
How long has it been?
That was what I called myself in your world. The Warrior of Darkness. My real name is Ardbert.
Ardbert.
I used an alias in the source. A daft one, looking back.
A daft one, looking back.
If you recall my tale, it was my comrades and I who caused the flood.
Caused the flood.
We thought our home doomed. And so we listened to the Ascians. Let them guide us to the source. And tried to hasten their god's damned ardor.
Ardor.
I remember when we fell. Defeated by you and yours. I remember our audience with Minfilia. How she listened to our pleas. And returned our souls to the first. The flood was poised to swallow Northrend. Minfilia and my friends, they surrendered what little they had left to hold it back. Just faded away. Leaving me to bear witness.
What?
Tell me, do you know the year? How much time has passed since we caused the flood?
100 years?
100 years. 100 long years. My hands find no purchase. My gestures catch no eye, and my pleas, be they whispered or screamed, reach not a single ear. I am a shade, cursed to do naught but drift. I feel as if I've been walking forever. I hardly noticed when my mind and body began to fray at the edges. Bang! My senses were sharp again. I felt like a fish being reeled in, and before I knew it, I found myself in this room. Why is it that you can see me? What are you even doing here, come to that? You were summoned to save the first. A waste of time. This world is beyond saving, like those who try to save it. Muddled as my mind may be, I've not forgotten that. But if fate has brought me to you, the one person in this God's forsaken world who can see and hear me, then perhaps there is a reason I endured. If I can find out why I was left behind, then maybe I can bring this journey of mine to an end. Well, I'll be watching, Warrior of Light. But do me a favor. Be careful out there. This world has had its fill of heroes. I know you. What? My real name. Ffxiv. We thought our... I remember when we... The flood was pouring in Philia and... Tell me, do you... My hands find I am ashamed. I feel as if I... Then bang! Why is it that... You were summoned... A waste of time. Muddled as my mind may be, But if fate has brought me to you, the one person in this God's forsaken world who can see and hear me, then perhaps I can find out... Well, I'll be watching, Warrior of Light. But do me a favor. Be careful out there. This world has had its fill of heroes.
Hi, Brooksy. Thanks for checking out the stream. I appreciate you. How are you doing today? Where are we going? Actually, can I go back to my room real quick? Good. Yeah, I'm catching up on Shadowbringers right now. Actually gonna queue for another dungeon if you'd like to join. You're the white mage? Awesome. Yeah, you were great. I was giving you a test at first with that first pull, and you pulled through, so I didn't go easy on you. You seemed to know what you were doing, so that was really nice. So, what brings you to Final Fantasy at this hour of the day? Because it is right. Well, I don't know what time it is for you, but it's like 7:30 for me on the East Coast of U.S. Wait, why can't I store the Scion Traveler stuff? Almost 7 a.m. here. Your kids are all asleep, so it's your downtime? I gotcha. That's nice. Yeah, I don't have any kids. I don't know what I would do if I did. I like my personal time. Yeah, I'm trying to deposit these, like this Scion Travelers thing. Place an armory crest. Yeah, 4 boys. They're all gamers too. That's great. Do they all play Final Fantasy too, or do you play other games together? They all play Minecraft mostly? I gotcha. They must be too young for 14. Can't store Scion Venturer item in Glamour box. Does not go in the armor. You can buy it from the Calamity Salvager. Okay, so they're junk items then. I gotta store them. Okay, that's fine. I don't mind. I just thought I could put them in my glamour armor thing. Or can I? Here it is. I was looking at the wrong thing. Scion Traveler. Scion Traveler. Got AFK for a few, but about to finish today's roulettes with a friend while I have time. Alright, we'll take care. It's nice to meet you.
How did you find your new quarters? I trust you were able to rest. I was not aware the room was haunted, and you were rather tired. Well, should you receive another visitation, be sure to let me know. Now, let us return to the subject of the Scion's whereabouts.
Whoa.
This
New
map
map.
shows the lands of Northrend, the only area to be spared the flood of light.
Wow. Okay, I'll be right back. Before this scene goes, I'll be right back. Okay, great. That was good. This map shows the lands of Norront, the only area to be spared the flood of light.
The Crystarium is here, in the region known as Lakeland. To the north is the fairy kingdom of Il-Meg. That is where you'll find Urianger. To the east lies the once prosperous civilization of Rak-Tika. Your Stola is stationed there, in the heart of the forest. Alas, neither location can be reached without considerable difficulty. As such, I would suggest you first seek out one of the twins, each of whom is stationed but a short flight from the Crystarium. Alphino is on Calusia, an island off the western shore. It is home to a city called Yulnor, where the rich and privileged while away their days in idleness. For his part in furthering our cause, Alphino journeyed there to meet with the citizenry and forge alliances. From what I hear, he has since kept himself busy gathering information around the main settlement. Alize, meanwhile, traveled south to the arid wastes of Armarang. They lie upon the very edge of the inhabitable world, where the flood of light was halted. Those who dwell there live in constant fear of attack by the Sin Eaters. In contrast to her brother, Alize felt that her energies would better be spent learning about the enemy, and thus she sells her services as a guard, both to hone her skills and gather information on our foe. So, will it be Calicia or Armarang? It matters not which you choose to visit first. Simply inform me once you've made your decision, and I will see to it that you are provided with a suitable mount. Ah, but you must be wondering about Thancred. He has taken up with a new companion, and is presently engaged as a wandering hunter of Sin Eaters. Being ever on the move, his whereabouts are often difficult to ascertain, but I am certain your paths will cross ere long.
She impressed upon me how regrettable the timing of her summoning was, repeatedly. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Oh dear, here are the side quests. Do I do them now or do I do them later? Oh boy. I'll do them now, why not? You're the Crystal Exarch's guest, aren't you? Quick, take this! Aha, got you. Now I just need you to do this brief survey for me. It will only take a few moments of your time. Speak to the people on that list and then return here and tell me your thoughts on the current state of the Crystarium. Your cooperation is appreciated. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. You there. You look as if you could use something to occupy yourself with. I received this flyer soliciting help at Ffxiv, but I'm far too busy with my own duties to contribute. It seemed a shame to not at least pass it on, though. They do good work there. Vital work. If you're interested in offering your assistance, you'll find Ffxiv just southwest of here. Fei Han should be more than willing to explain the specific tasks that volunteering would entail. Survey, is it? In that case, I shall gladly tell you of our facility. Here in ballistics, we store and maintain the weaponry used in defense of the Crystarium. Before you see our pride and joy, the crystal cannons. These truly inspiring pieces of artillery unleash blasts of pure ether drawn from the crystal itself. The destructive power they boast will even obliterate most Sin Eaters, if you can believe it. It's slightly unfortunate that they're so difficult to aim, I'll admit. But that's nothing that the addition of a few more cannons can't solve. Just try to dodge a dozen different blasts coming in your general direction, you creepy bastards. That's the idea, anyway. I suppose I should let you get on with touring the other facilities, but if you have any more questions, you know where to find me. I'd offer to give a demonstration of the cannon, but people around here tend to get a bit testy when I blow holes in the walls. The explanation will have to suffice. The explanation will have to suffice for now, I'm afraid. Alrighty. I do hope you consider lending a hand at Ffxiv. The whole of the Crystarium depends on its services, you know. Very well. Let's head. Oh, actually, you know what? I have more dailies to do. Let's queue up. Roped into one of Pitrick's surveys, were you? I'll try to keep this brief, then, for both of our sakes. And anyway, you're likely already aware that Amaro are vital in the distribution and transportation of goods, fleet and hardy as they are. They can't transport much in one go as a chocobo-drawn carriage, of course, but the time saved by their ability to fly more than makes up for that. There's no faster way to get something to the settlements and fortifications than by Amaro, that's for certain. You can stand now in the primary area for loading goods for transport, and as you can see, the launch platform extends behind me. And if you want the Amaro to carry you, rather than a parcel, that can be arranged here as well. You need only speak to the tamers at the counter. Oops. In fact, you have not yet had the opportunity to ride an Amaro. I wholeheartedly recommend that you do so while we're here. It's more comfortable than it looks, owing to the softness of their coats. Take that as my parting advice to you. So an Amaro is what exactly? Alright. Pardon me for staring. I couldn't help but notice that you have the posture of one who is trained in martial techniques. Might I beg your assistance with a small matter? A friend of mine has recently joined the guard, you see. I was hoping to put my skills to work in crafting her armor more durable than the standard issue fare, but she's already stationed out in Lakeland. I have her measurements, of course, but I find myself unsure of which parts of the garment will need to be reinforced and which will need to hang a bit loose for mobility's sake. Would you be willing to demonstrate a few common stances for me? Battle stance. Ba 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 ba. Okay, battle stance. Yeah, here you go. The entire torso needs to be able to twist, as the knuckle portion of the gloves could likely use a bit more padding. I believe I understand what alterations to make. You've been a great help, thank you. I must say that what you're wearing seems quite finely made, but if you ever find yourself in need of new equipment, come and find me. I'd be happy to offer you a reduced rate on my custom work. He's gonna show me the lookout locations. Gotta go down, huh? You don't appear to have any gaping wounds. Are you here for a tincture, perhaps? If so, I'm afraid it will take some time to prepare. You come in answer to our plea for help. Well, thank goodness. We don't have near enough manpower to keep up with the demand for politics of restoratives at present. Poultices, okay? And I constantly feel as if I'm mere moments away from losing my wits from the stress of it. In fact, are you available to start right away? I'm in urgent need of someone who might go to the Hotatorium for more Dawn Phaeotale cuttings and nectar. If you're unsure what those look like, never fear. Linda will direct you to the correct plant. Whew. This is Temenos Rookery, where we breed, raise, and train beasts of burden. You might have noticed the staff is primarily Zun. That is because as a formerly nomadic tribe, the Zun developed the majority of the techniques for Amaro husbandry that were still in practice today, and many of us are trained in them from an early age. I personally pride myself not only on knowledge of my trade, but also the ability to impart it to others. It is much easier to learn something than to teach it, but unless each of us makes the effort to do both, all our ancestors strove for will someday be lost to time. And that you have come here and gazed at me with such bright and eager eyes, it can mean only one thing. You, sir, are an aspiring breeder. No need to be embarrassed. It's perfectly natural to take an interest in the mating habits of livestock, but those secrets are not for the uninitiated, I'm afraid. You'll need to start with the basics, and that means cleaning the stables. Another poop quest? Again! More poop! What is with the poop, man? Why so much poop? Um. That's nothing. That wasn't any amount of gil. Oh well. Okay, let's see here. 8:30. Oh boy. The new assistants at Ffxiv, are you? And what can I help you with today? Dawn Fate Tales, naturally. Those are the brightly colored, brush-like plants that you see. I recommend you taking a cut from the tallest one. We've been quite successful in encouraging their growth of late, so you needn't worry about taking what you require. As for the nectar, you'll need to ask one of the researchers at the cauldron for that. It's a bit too difficult for an amateur to extract. Since it seems that it's your first time encountering them, it may interest you to hear that the Dawn Fate Tale is one of the few plants that survived from the time before the flood. Then, they were kept solely for their beauty, which I agree is quite remarkable. In the time since the flood, however, we have experimented with various cultivators to intensify their healing properties, and they are now used in a variety of medicines. I hope that gives you a bit of an appreciation for the sort of work done here, though I apologize for the digression. I'm sure you'll be wanting to get back to Ffxiv as soon as possible. Ffxiv, are you? One moment, please. This is a crucial moment for observing the results of this experiment. There appears to be very little difference in how these fertilizer components interact. It is a delicate balance, so perhaps our measurements were off. But we should also consider whether it's the temperature that's causing the problem. Well, Fate-Tale Nectar, was it? Here you are. Have care that you put it to good use. Alright, I'm feeling pretty tired. I'm just gonna stop here.